When you go to the sim, you can click on the car to start it or reset it. When you click on the block, it changes its distance. So that's how you're going to get your new trials from 1 through 8. I'm going to get it up to the top again. You click the car and it goes, gets to the end, and then it's recorded the information for speed and time. One of the first things you should do, though, is magnify or zoom in on the web page, because it's going to be really hard to see these dials because you're going to have to make estimates when you do the readings. So you click the car, it rolls down, and here's the speed for that trial, right? So that's 0.567 something. I'm going to go to my spreadsheet. I'm going to enter it in. Now I want to make sure I measure the distance. These are millimeters, so that's 50, 60, 70, 80. Looks like it's very close. Okay, now I want to go back and measure the time. Okay, so we got 0.2. That would be 0.25 in the middle there, so that's, I don't know, 0.24 or something. You're going to have 3 decimal places for the time. I'm just going to go through a couple more trials so you can see me going through the process of moving the block, starting the car, reading the speed, the time, the distance, and inputting it in the graph. So that'll go on for just a couple more trials, and then I'll fast forward to the complete chart.
A few moments later.
So this is my last trial. I'm inputting my last bit of data, and here's my equation for my graph. The constant's 0.0277. X raised to the 0.49, which I'm going to round to 0.5, so it'll be the square root of x. Okay, so after I zoom back out to 100%, the bottom left corner of the sim, I hit finish. It's going to bring me to this screen right here. Enter your name, enter your graph constant, and then it wants you to calculate a couple of answers based on some information they give you. So they're in this case for me, they want to know the time it travels, the time to travel. 846 millimeters, and then also the second one, it wants to know how far it would go in a certain amount of time. So let me see. It goes back to that screen. I'll kind of tell you. So the second calculation is going to be the distance needed to travel for 1.55 seconds. So I'm using my equation to solve this. I have to solve for D, rearrange the equation for D to solve for this part. So my answers came to 0.806 seconds and 3,131 millimeters for distance. According to the sim, my answers were not good enough. However, if you get anything under 20% error, that'll be acceptable. And I'll explain a little bit more why the sim is not giving me good results. So the answers to this sim assessment are based on using another program called QuickGraph. And when I used that program, my graph equation came out a little bit different. It had a different constant. When I used that graph equation to solve for the answers, they came a lot closer to what the sim expected. And so if I had done that, it probably would have accepted the answers, and the percent error would be much lower. So I'll show you a quick comparison of the answers it expected based on using the graph equation from QuickGraph instead of Sheets. You can see here that the answers using QuickGraph are much closer to what the sim expected. So if you get anything below 20%, then it's acceptable.